Mike and Dan here at GM Bolt. We also sell a Conelock nut. This one happens to be an M12. And a Conelock nut is a high tensile nut. It's kind of specialized. It's like a super nylock. Anyway, we're just going to show you how it works here. So we've got a bolt set up there in a vise, an M12 bolt. And you're looking at two kinds of nuts here. Your standard hex on the left and the Conelock there on the right. And you can see that Conelock has the triangular shape and a slightly raised top to it, whereas that hex is flat. Anyway, Dan, how does that work? I've actually never used one.
A Conelock has a very similar thread or design or shape to an egg. So if you picture what an egg would look like, and then you look at a normal nut and it's perfectly 360 degrees round, what this is designed to do is that it's not designed to go straight on nice and easily.
Wow, it kind of forces its way on.
It forces its way on and it pushes the walls out again to create force going into the hole. So you'll go so far till you get
to the top
edge
of
the nut, and you notice you can't turn it on anymore with your hand. Yep. So you got to use a spanner or some sort of socket to tighten it on. As you notice, it's getting a lot stronger going on. The only problem with Conelocks is that they're a one-time use product.
Yeah, you're not going to get it back off and use it again.
Well, you can get it back off and you can use them again, but the problem is it's defeated its purpose.
Yeah, it's not going to expand.
You've already formed the thread into a 360 degrees round object.
So this doesn't deform the threads on the bolt at all?
No, it just, all it does is it's pressed itself in and now it's just pressing itself out. So it's using friction and force as its holding point.
Yeah, so you don't need to use a Loctite or a spring washer or anything with that nut. No. That nut's going to keep itself on there.
No, these were designed, or this was the first invention or idea before the nylock came in.
So is that set then on there? You pretty much got it onto the bulk of the thread.
Yep.
And at this point it is set.
Yes, it is. It is definitely most likely set. So you try and take it off and it's just as hard. So it's to stop any vibration or anything like that from in a lot of vehicles where or products that are designed to use these things, is a vibration will rattle enough.
We've had a lot of heavy equipment guys in buying.
Yeah, very popular with heavy manufacturing.
So how is this preferable to a nylock with the nylon insert?
Well, the difference is a nylock, because it is nylon still. Nylock cannot be used in a high heat environment, otherwise it'll melt.
So this is the original.
So this is the original version of how it works. So
cool. And then with just a standard lock nut, how does that differ from a Conelock?
Well, all a lock nut is it's just two half nuts. So it's like this is a standard nut, so it's two nuts. Yep. About half of that together. The first one goes on, presses up against a piece of material.
Oh, why don't we grab one?
And then the second one goes on over the top of it and locks it into place.
Find one really quick. So an M12 lock nut. Yeah, you're right. Those are very, I guess, like a minimized nut. So these are actual lock nuts.
So these are lock nuts here. So the first nut will go on.
You can see how that's much thinner than a standard hex.
Sets itself up against the base material. Yeah. Then the second nut goes over the top of it.
Oh, and tightens against it.
And locks itself into place.
Oh, I never understood that.
And that's how they work. That's how they become a lock nut.
Oh, interesting. So you've got, we've talked about the nylock, the Conelock, and now the actual lock nut. Anyway, hope that helps. Mike and Dan out.